Okay, class, so this video is definitely going to be quite short, only because I linked in other videos from when we went through all of this in class. So if you want to go back and watch our class instruction videos from when we did every single detail, you could look there. You should have all of these notes in your notebook. So really all I'm doing is giving you sort of a quick, brief summarization or pointing out some things that I know you'll need to remember as you go through some inequalities. So the basic thing with inequalities that you need to remember is that if we multiply or divide by a negative to solve, we have to flip the inequality sign. Okay, so if we're multiplying or dividing by a negative, we're gonna flip the inequality sign. And again, all of these details are written out better in your notes. I'm just trying to remind you. Okay. So if we want to solve something like negative 2y is greater than or equal to 20, we're using those same steps to solve just like we would an equation, but because right here we are dividing by a negative is a reason to flip the inequality sign. Okay, and so we'll get y is less than or equal to negative 10. Okay, same thing with multiplication. So if we have something like w over negative 3 is less than 8, right? And we multiply by negative 3, we are multiplying by a negative, and so that is a reason to flip the inequality sign. Whereas if we are doing anything with addition or subtraction, that is not a reason to flip the inequality sign. Now, one of the other things that we need to remember and be able to do is that we need to be able to graph these answers. Okay, so if we get an answer, we should also be able to put an inequality on the number line. So the number line will be there for you in ALEKS, right? You just need to know whether you're filling in an open circle or a filled in circle, right? Open or solid, sort of. And it's all based on the symbol. So we said if there was no solid line underneath this, then it was an open circle. Okay, and then we would look at this and we could sort of make an arrow in here and it would point which way we needed to graph. But if it was greater than, we would shade to the right. If it was less than, we would shade to the left. And if you flip in your notebook to where we did inequalities, all of those notes are sort of written down and in there for you if you need to sort of flip back and reference those. Okay, so you should be able to definitely write the equation of an inequality. You should be able to solve an inequality. Now, remember, we can't graph an inequality unless the variable is first. So if we were asked to graph something like 4 is greater than or equal to a, we can't use those rules unless this variable is first. And so we'd want to bring our a over here to the left and our 4 over here to the right, and then flip that inequality sign. Okay, and then when we put this on a number line, right, this is going to be a filled in circle, and this one would be shaded to the left. So when you're going through and you're doing your practice questions today, you're going to have some that are very basic solving, and then some just asking to make sure you can follow some of those basic graphing rules. So if you forget how to do all the solving and you need some more help with those steps, find those videos that I linked, the additional links that I have, and those will go back through and walk through all the steps that we talked about in class. Otherwise, you can reach out and let me know if you have any questions, and we can go through things together through Canvas conferences. Have a great rest of the day.